Hi everybody, welcome to day 10 of our 15 minutes of flexibility of our 21-day focus here at Wolfhound Fitness. Thanks very much for staying tuned. Hope you are finding these sessions a really good benefit. Okay, 15 minutes before or after training or at any part of the day, really beneficial. Okay, you'll pick up some good routines and some nice stretches that you can apply to your weekly routine. Alright, today you're going to need a dowel, okay, or a brush handle or a mop handle or something, okay. Your bench or your chair or couch or bed, whatever, anything that you can lean on. We only need that at the end of the session. And your door frame, okay. I'm using the rack. I'm going to be using it for our chest and a lat stretch. So you'll be using your door frame probably, or if you happen to have some sort of post or a corner of a room or something. But door frame for most, okay. We're going to start off with our dowel, okay, or a brush handle. So if you need to pause the video, go grab it, come back, press play, follow me for the 15 minutes. We're going to get straight in with some upper back and shoulder mobilizing with the dowel. Okay, going to get my clock going and we're going to get straight into it. Okay, couple of standard shoulder rotations with really good posture to start off. We're going to go from 10 from the front, full grip on. I'm going to start with shrug and then rotate. Okay, feel the pull on my chest, on the front of my shoulders, and I'm really focusing on good posture here with a tight core. Not allowing myself to flare my ribs, okay, like so, or arch my back. I'm not getting a true stretch. So ribs down, tight core, good posture. And if you're a bit tight or struggling, you go one side first, okay? Just go one side first if you have to. If you don't quite have the mobility to shrug and go both arms straight. We want both arms straight. So if we're unable to go both arms straight, we're going one side first and let the other side follow and just alternate those. 10 rotations. And then we're going to pop around the back. Okay, this one a good bit more advanced, a lot more demanding on the shoulder mobility, especially on the back to shoulders. I'm going really wide here, as wide as I can. Just my two last fingers are on the dowel. And I'll start this just one side at a time. So it's around the back, hands are facing forward. I'm going to pop it up to one side and bring it around. Both arms will go back together usually. Then other side and around. We're doing 10. I'm going to alternate and I might give it a go then on the fifth one. So that's 4, that's 2 each side. Now I go, just starting to open out a little bit better, so I am able to go 2, but just about. Getting a lot more advanced. Most of us will have to slide it up, bring one arm across, let the other one follow, bring it back, go the other side, slide it up, bring it around. And we are really looking for straight arms with these, okay? 10 reps. If you really struggle with either of those, you can do them with a band, okay? If you've got a long, stretchy red or black band, if you're like not able to budge that around there at all, doing them with a band, the band will stretch, okay, at the point that you get stuck, and you'll be able to do them. They won't be as good as they will with the dowel, but they'll definitely be a starting point, and hopefully you can progress to the dowel. Alright? Up out in front of your chest, really good posture, feet just hip width apart. Okay, keep my head up, keep my arms locked out. I'm going to rotate here for 10, put a little bit of movement into the upper spine. And as I twist, I'm almost pulling the dowel at the last point, and that gets an extra little bit of a pull on the back of my shoulder that's going behind, or opens up that shoulder blade, get a nice pull on my upper back. So 10 of those. Give yourself a good breather if you need to, okay? Shoulders might fatigue in some of these just from holding on. You're going to pop it overhead. A little bit wider with the stance, and we're going to go side to side. I'm going to keep my head up so that I'm not rounding my back. I'm just Creating these arcs, side to side. Again, I'm going to go for 10. Opening up the back of the shoulder and lat here nicely. So keep my head up. I got that nice wide stance. My knees are staying pretty straight. And most importantly, a good strong grip and arms are locked out. If your arms are bending for any of these, you won't get the same out of it. Okay, so really important that you keep those arms locked out at all times. We're going to hinge over in this position. So again, that nice wide grip, really straight arms. Keep my eyes and chest up. I'm going to hinge back. So I'm going to bend the knee, stick my hips back until the bar just comes below my knees. And from here with my head down, I'm going to rotate. For 10. Nice stretch on the hamstrings. And as I lift that down, I'm just creating some rotation or movement in my upper back, my upper spine. Okay, 10. Taking a breath, just with that one. Really important that you've got that strong back, set position. Okay, really good stretch on the hamstrings, but I'm not rounding my back. Don't want to do anything, okay, in this curled over position. So just make sure with that one that those hips are back, that back is nice and straight, and you're set throughout. Okay, you're going to pop that down on your bench. We're going to come back to it later on for stretch or 2. You don't need it for timing. That's the initial mobilizing the shoulders and back done. I'm going to start off, okay, at our doorway and get into some static stretching now. Okay, my heart rate is up a little bit, especially just after that last one. A lot of holding on, squeezing the bar, focusing on keeping good posture and arms locked out. So throughout these, I'm going to really focus on my breathing, get that heart rate back down, help me relax. It's going to help me get a better stretch. So starting off with our twisted lat stretch at our doorway. Turn your hand inward, grab the back of the doorway, sit your hips back, and feel that stretch kick in here now, okay? On the back of that shoulder, in that lat, going down your side. Leaning on this leg. And taking those couple of breaths, okay? Starting to relax a little bit more now. Let it out slowly, focus on the exhale. I like to lean it into it a small bit as it starts to ease off. If I shift my weight towards this arm, okay, see my hips there, shifting them across, I feel that stretch, okay, come back a little bit more intense. Coming out nice and easy, we're just swapping sides straight away. So turn that hand inward, grab the doorway, sit your hips back, drop your head in your chest. Supporting yourself on this leg and letting that just ease in now. Again, you're going to try and shift your hips back. As the stretch starts to ease off, you'll shift your hips back and you'll shift towards it there. I can feel it just intensify, that little shift of weight towards it. Coming out of that nice and easy, pretty uncomfortable one. So I'll just shake the arms out a little bit. Okay, a couple forward and back, a couple across the chest. Just you're essentially pulling your shoulder out, okay, and you're stretching your lats. So a little bit uncomfortable. Get a bit of blood flowing back into them. Okay, staying at our door, and hit our chest, forearm and palm on the door frame. So I'm going to step through on the door frame. Elbow should be about shoulder height or a little bit higher. I'm going to step through with the same leg as the arm that's up. And we're just going to settle into this here now, trying to lean forward, feeling that open up this pec here and shoulder nicely. Sliding your hand up or down slightly if you want, but it's really important that your forearm is on it here as well, okay? As it eases off, you turn away from it slightly. So maybe moving my feet a little bit if I have to. I'm leaning forward and I'm trying to turn slightly away. And a little bit of movement here from the hips. Forward like so, or back. And feel that stretch move to a slightly different area of that pec. Just a little subtle shift of the hips forward. Drops my body weight a little bit. As long as my hand stays where it is, that stretch is going to move a small bit. Alright, going over to the other side. So soften out straight away. And elbows around shoulder height. Forearm and palm on the door frame. Step through with the same leg. And now just let it settle in, okay, for the first minute, for the first 20 seconds. And then you'll start to play around with it a little bit. Leaning in more, turning away, and then starting to add the hip, then a little bit of movement in the hip. But for the first 20 seconds, just let it ease in itself. Alright, so I'm going to lean in now and try and turn away that a little bit. And now I'm just going to start bringing the hip a little bit forward. If you think about pushing your knee forward, it's just changing the angle of your torso. That stretch is moving a small bit. Okay, coming out of that nice and easy. I'm going to be in a very, very similar position, okay, but I'm going to, so the leg is closer to the frame, I'll be stepping through, but I'm going to reach up and over and grab the skirting, okay, so if I was in the doorway here, on the outside, either side, you've got your skirting board, you should be able to just grab it with your fingertips, okay, and stepping through, same leg that's beside the door frame, reach up and try and grab the skirting, and now you're going to shift your hips, you're going to lean into this, you're going to lean away from it, support myself here, okay, with this arm, and I'm essentially stretching between my elbow all the way down here into this hip, so my lower back on that side is getting a nice bit, this lat is getting a nice bit into the back of the shoulder and tricep. If you need to hold on with the other hand as well, that's no problem, but what's important is you're up and over, you're just anchoring yourself off that skirting board, and you're trying to lean away from it. And a little bit more, an advanced one, could be uncomfortable. Really focusing on that breathing to help you relax. So I'm going to turn a little bit in and out. See this little bit of movement here from me. It's just helping me find the stretch again. And relax, come out of that nice and easy. Your hand's going to want to move up and up or down a small bit, okay? That's fine. Don't panic too much. As long as you've reached up and over your head, you can let your hand slide. As you shift away, your hand might slide down the door frame a little bit, that's okay. Let it slide. So again, we're stepping through with the same leg that's closest to the frame. Getting set on my back leg, and now up and across. I'm trying to grab that skirting and shift that weight away from it. Again, back my arm, getting a bit loads here in the back of the shoulder, right down to my lat, lower back and hip flexor. And as I ease in, then I start this little bit of movement, looking away, coming back, looking forward. Again, using your other hand if you need for a bit of support. I find just putting my elbow here on the top of this thigh is enough. And that really exaggerated exhale, just helping me to relax, because this is an uncomfortable one. There's effort required just to support yourself here. And anything around the back of the shoulder can be uncomfortable. Huge amount going on here. A really nice bit in my lower back, this side. Huge amount in my lat. Alright. Going out of that nice and easy. We're going to go back to our dowel to finish off. And we're going to use our bench, okay? Or your chair or your couch, whatever it is you're using. One last little bit around the back of the shoulders, triceps, okay, back of the arms, we get a little bit here as well. You're going to be grabbing your dowel around shoulder width apart, okay? Don't be too wide, that's more advanced. At the same time, don't be too narrow, we might need to be able to get our head through our arms. So, somewhere around shoulder width, elbows around shoulder width on the edge of your bench. You're going to shift your hips back as far as you can, let your head drop down just outside, and you can see me now. I'm going to move my arms and basically curling the dowel towards the back of my head, and that is opening up the back of my shoulders, okay, and those triceps. So just going to do about 10 reps here or so, shimmying around a small bit on your chair or bench if you have to, pulling it as close to the back of my neck as I can, and stretching out the triceps. And again, the position of your hands on the dowel, getting the stretch on your lats and shoulders. Just going to come up and I'm going to do a few more. Just going to readjust. My hands slid in a little bit. Just going to shimmy them back out. Bring my elbows in a tiny little bit. Just do 3 or 4 more reps with that readjusted grip. Alright, coming out of that nice and easy. Really nice one there, okay? Feel loads of blood flow here around the back of my shoulders and into my lats. That's our 15 minutes pretty much up. If you want to redo any of those stretches or go back to some of those stretches at the door frame, some really nice ones there, okay, on your chest and on your lat. That's our 15 minutes up. Thank you for staying tuned. Let's keep it going, and I hope to see you tomorrow.